What is an example of a practice or a habit that you have that your parents tried to tell you for years, but all it took was one friend telling you one time for you to do it? Because I have an example that are 30 years apart, but it's the exact same thing. When I was in middle school, my mom used to tell me all the time, like, you don't want to have dry skin, make sure your skin looks good, make sure you're putting on lotion after you get out of the shower. And I would kind of ignore her because I was in middle school and, whatever, I was invincible. There was a boy in our class named Courtney who used to come to school on every gym day, and he'd have a bottle of cocoa butter with him, and he'd always be lotioning himself up and be lotioning up his legs and his knees. And he would be like, well, I don't want to have ashy skin. And kind of ignore it until one day he walked around to all of the girls in my class and pointed out every single person who had ashy knees. And I remember, because ashy knees, ashy knees. And from then on, my mother never had to tell me again, because all it took was one time somebody telling me that I had ashy knees. And from then on, I was always putting on lotion. I always have. I've been doing the same thing with my 11-year-old. I've been telling her, she's a soccer player, I'm like, make sure that you're putting lotion on before you go. You want to make sure that you're taking care of your skin. You're putting on sunscreen. You're doing all of that. Basically ignores me. Sometimes does it begrudgingly. We're now back into short season in Chicago. We had it in February. We're back again in April with it. And it was also soccer season. So we were giving one of the girls on her team a ride. And Saray looked at me on the car ride and said, hey, Mrs. Meyer, do you have any lotion? Because my knees are kind of ashy. And it was like that word and that phrase triggered something in my daughter. And ever since then, without even asking, lotion on every time. And before she even leaves the house, this morning, she was wearing shorts to school because it's a gym day. She's wearing shorts to school, and she's like, oh, I need to go put on lotion. My knees look just a little bit ashy. So it just kind of goes to show you that parents can talk about things until they're blue in the face, but the biggest influence on kids this age are their peers.